Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Porn and Capitalism. On this week's episode, we got justice, right? A little bit of justice. Derek Chauvin got, I don't know what he got sentenced with, but he got charged with murder. Everybody was happy about that. So happy, in fact, that they even rioted even more. When it rains, it pours. You know what I'm saying? And the day that the Derek Chauvin verdict came in, there was also another police shooting. Again, right? It's like this shit never ends. It's almost like it's a cycle. Cyclical. Some people call it systematic. Just saying. Now, it's not like there only have been two shootings. George Floyd wasn't even shot, by the way. A lot of people are like, police need to stop shooting black people. Derek Chauvin didn't shoot George Floyd. He obviously killed him, got charged with murder. But the most recent shooting that a lot of people are talking about is Makiah Bryant. She's, I believe, a 16-year-old girl from Columbus, Ohio. She got shot by a police officer fatally. She died. And a lot of people are talking about it in terms of what happened, right? Now, if you just look at the facts of the case, it looks just like all these other Black Lives Matter shootings, right? Where it's just young black person gets shot. The other one they were talking about, I believe, was Adam Toledo, little homicide, as he's known in the streets. But that's old news at this point. We're talking about Makiah Bryant, who was shot. Was she wielding a knife? Perhaps. Does that justify shooting her to death? Probably not. Now, that being said, the police officer did save another person's life, potentially. That other person, also a young black girl, looked like she was about to get stabbed. Now, everybody's looking at this from every different angle, and it's unfair to three people in particular. The cop, the girl who got shot, and the girl who was going to get stabbed. All three of those people have a very unique perspective. Obviously, Makiah Bryant's looking at it from the perspective of, you fucking killed me. The cop is looking at it from the standpoint of, she was going to stab this girl, and the girl who was going to get stabbed, who I don't know her name, it's probably out there, but I don't know it. Everybody's looking at her like, how do you feel about this? You could have got stabbed. Now, I think people are taking two polarized angles. That's what Americans do. We take the polarized angle, right? Too many people are taking the polarized angle of, either, hey, this guy's a hero, this cop's a hero, or they're taking the angle of, it was just teenagers, just kids having a knife fight. Just kids having a knife fight. A little bit of both. Okay, a little bit of both. Obviously, the cop did prevent a stabbing from happening, but on the other hand, he killed someone. So it's kind of like that meme, the political cartoon of, if you don't pull the lever, the train's going to run one person over. If you pull the lever, the train is going to run more people over. It kind of seemed like someone was going to die that day. You know what I'm saying? It kind of just seemed someone was going to die. It sucks that anybody had to die. Obviously, it'd be better if nobody died. That would be great. It'd be nice if no one ever died again. Ever. Everybody gets vaccinated against everything. Everybody gets vaccinated against police. I think we should just give cops knives, by the way. Because here's the thing. If that chick had a knife and she was going to stab this other girl, and the cop had a knife, now everyone has a knife. Is that the way to solve it? Probably not. Honestly, probably not the way to solve it. I'm just saying. Maybe just give cops knives. Maybe that's the future. Knives Out with cops. Knives Out Cops Edition. Something like that. I was watching that Knives Out movie the other day. It's pretty good. Daniel Craig doing a southern accent. It's pretty fucking good. But it was also 420 this week. I just said that because I hit the 420 mark on the pod. And, it's crazy because the verdict came out on 420. Everybody was getting high, right? Everybody's getting high. They announced that he's guilty. The guilty verdict came in. Everyone was boarding up shop. Everyone was like, oh boy, here we go. If Derek Chauvin gets off, it's going down. But they found him guilty. Now, who's this new cop who shot the girl? Who is this? We don't have a name yet. It's probably out there, actually. I don't fucking know. The name's probably out there. I just didn't research it. It's not like Derek Chauvin. Everybody knows Derek Chauvin. Oh, number one, Derek Chauvin. Biggest fucking anti-cop guy fucking out there. Everybody knows Derek Chauvin. Who's this new guy? I don't know. All I know is LeBron tweeted a picture of him and was like, "You're next, buddy," or something like that. I don't know. Time's up. He did a whole Me Too thing on the fucking Twitter, and then he deleted the tweet. Long story short, I mean, it's a Columbus, Ohio shooting. LeBron's from Ohio. He's not from Columbus, but he's from Ohio. He's an Ohio State fan. But he tweeted out a picture of the cop and was like, "You're next, accountability," or some shit like that. And a lot of people shat on him. A lot of people got really mad at LeBron. A lot of people got really mad at LeBron James. Who would have thought, right? America's poster child of posterizing people. LeBron James, the intellectual of our generation, really, if you think about it, probably the smartest guy in America. LeBron James had to delete a tweet because he made an irrational decision. Never seen LeBron make an irrational decision like jacking up a three when you can just get to the lane and score. Why? Just get to the rack, bro. Sorry, it's not a sports podcast. But get to the rack. Seriously, just get to the fucking rack. But he tweeted out a picture of the guy and he's like, the little sand time thing, basically telling him you're next. Whatever that means. But his whole thing was accountability. And then he deleted the tweet. And a lot of people were like, "Hey, man, if you're going to call for accountability, how are you going to delete your own tweet?" And he's like, "Because I'm fucking LeBron James. I can do whatever I want to do, except win championships regularly." He did. Now, he has 4 rings. Not trying to take that away from LeBron. He has won 4 championships. Some might say 3.5. I don't know how you count COVID rings, but whatever. He's won 4 championships. 3 different teams. All-time great player. One of the all-time greatest players. I am watching The Last Dance. I started watching The Last Dance. Haven't seen it yet. And I think I've watched 4 episodes. And you watch The Last Dance and you're like, nah, Michael Jordan's better than LeBron. Michael Jordan's hands down. It's not even a comparison. I mean, it's a comparison, but it's not, at the same time. So, but LeBron James decided to get political again. After Zlatan put him in his place, he's like, "I'm still going to do it. Still going to get political." And everyone just shat on him. Everyone's like, "LeBron, what do you know what happened?" And he's like, I mean, no, but, still. And the crazy thing is Columbus PD released footage of this, I think 6 hours after the shooting took place. 6 hours. It's crazy how quick the turnaround is. They might as well have live streamed it. Can we get live streams of cops' body cams? Because I would fucking watch that. Can we Twitch cops? Can we Twitch them so we can live stream? Then you can see where the cops are. It's like if you're watching Twitch, you're watching the Twitch stream of your local PD, and you're like, "Oh, that's my fucking car. They're coming up on me. Let me slow down, put the joint out." You know what I'm saying? Turn my blinker on. I just think we should live stream what cops are doing, dude. We already have the body cam footage. It comes out 6 hours after they shoot someone. Let's just live stream it, please. We need better entertainment in this country. Live stream cops' body cams today. I want to see it. But they released the footage so quickly after, and everyone was just like, "Holy shit, this chick was about to stab this girl in the pink. About to stab her." Now, should he have used a taser? Probably. I'm not a cop. I've never shot a taser. I don't know how they work. He had the gun in his hand, and then everyone was like, "Well, he could have just switched to the taser." Maybe. Tim Dillon brought up a good point. She was a larger girl. We've all seen The Hangover, right? We remember when Zach Galifianakis gets shot with the fucking taser and he doesn't go down. Is that a point to bring up? I think it is. Would a taser have even worked on her? I don't know. Who's to say? Did he have to shoot her 4 times? I don't know. Again, I'm not a cop. I've never shot anyone before. I don't know how many shots it takes to make sure that a girl doesn't stab another girl. Overall, it's a shitty situation, right? It's overall shitty because these are 2 teenagers. Teenagers make irrational decisions, very irrational decisions, like trying to stab someone else. It's an irrational decision. Now, should that have cost her her life? That's the question. Probably not. I think we all agree probably not. That being said, when you try to stab somebody, like, it's never going to end well. No stabbings. No stabbing has ever gone well. No one's like, man, that was a good stabbing. No stabbing ever goes well. Now, there are some theories out there that she actually was the one who called the police. I think that might actually be fact. I don't know. Don't quote me on it. All I know is I believe she called the police. There was a dispute. From what I've gathered, there was a dispute in the house. It was a foster house. There was a dispute about who was going to clean the house. Clearly, Makiah Bryant didn't want to. I'm guessing she was on the side of, I don't want to clean the house, not on the side of, let me clean the house. I doubt that was the side she was taking. But there was an argument. The cops got called, I believe, by Makiah Bryant. And then, long story short, she ends up with a knife, and she's about to stab this other girl. And then you see the body cam footage of the dude just like walking up on it. And all of a sudden, a girl gets thrown down. He turns around. There's this girl with the knife. And then he just boom, 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 shoots her 4 times. And you're just like, what the fuck just happened? What just happened? And I'm sure the whole thing was about 30 seconds. The whole incident could have been on TikTok. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was that short between cops showing up, girl getting thrown on the ground, cop pulls out its gun, sees the girl with the knife, and then shoots her. I don't know why cops can't shoot for the legs. Because I feel like if you get shot in the leg, you're probably going down. Again, I've never been shot. Never even been shot at. But I'm assuming if you get shot in the leg, you're going down. All right? But all these cops keep shooting for the, chest area. They're always going for lethal shots. And I'm not here to criticize the cop. I'm not, because there was a bang-bang situation. We've all watched football, right? Sometimes the refs make the wrong call. Doesn't mean they're not bastard. I'm just, it's a hard one. It's hard. It makes you realize I don't want to be a fucking cop. I don't want to do that shit. I don't want to have to deal with that and have to make the decision. Do I have to shoot this person? Like, what the fuck? That's terrible. And then on the other hand, you never want to be in the situation where you're like, I think I'm about to get stabbed. You never want to be there where you're like, this person has a knife on me. I've never had a knife pulled on me before either. I'm basically, you can tell, pretty privileged, pretty nice life over here. Never had a knife pulled on me, never been shot at. Yeah, pretty good stuff. But I would imagine the girl who had the knife pulled on her was like, because it went from instant, like, there's a knife, I'm about to get stabbed, to, oh shit, that girl got shot. And then the girl ran away. If you watch the footage, the girl in the pink who was about to get stabbed runs. As soon as the fucking shots are fired, she's like, I'm fucking out of here. At least she didn't get shot. That'd have been terrible, right? Imagine if the cop would have missed and shot the girl in the pink who didn't even have the knife, and then she gets stabbed too. Wow, that would have sucked. That'd have been terrible. That'd have been a disaster. Then there would have been real protests. Not that we didn't. Plenty of shit got set on fire in Minnesota. Hey, man, it's riot season. It's back, baby. Round 2, 2.0. You guys ready? It's going to be a fun summer. Very, very fun summer. Joe Biden has done his 100 days, so I think he's done being president. I don't know. I think we're all surprised he made it 100 days. We are all pretty surprised that he made it 100 days. Speaking of fake LA celebrities like LeBron James, Caitlyn Jenner announced that she's running for governor of California, and I'm excited. This is what the Republican, I believe she's running as a Republican. This is what the Republican Party needs, some strong leadership, okay? I tweeted out earlier, California has never had a female governor, and Caitlyn Jenner is working hard to make sure that streak continues. I don't know. I think Caitlyn Jenner looks like a hotter version of Governor Gretchen Whitmer. So I think it would be great. She's going to bring some real conservative values to California. Going to get rid of the homeless people. Caitlyn's going to drive through and just run over a bunch of homeless people and be like, look, I fixed it. Right? Did I fix it? I fixed it. She's going to run over a bunch of homeless people. She's going to win, by the way. Caitlyn Jenner is going to be the next California governor. Gavin Newsom's gone. Everybody's sick of him. Caitlyn Jenner has bigger balls than Gavin Newsom, by the way. I think we all knew that. But it's going to be exciting, man. Transgender governor. Who would have thought? 2022, I guess. 2021 this year? Well, they're going to recall him this year, I think. So it could be 2021. We could have a transgender governor in California. They would be the first state to have a transgender governor, by the way. Like, what other state would be first with a transgender governor? It's going to be California. 100% California. And man, it's going to be hilarious because even in her press release, she talked about winning Olympic medals for the U.S. This is my impression, by the way. I represented the United States at the Olympics and won gold, and now I'm here to do it for California. That's my dead-on Caitlyn Jenner impression. It's perfect. Which means the Kardashians are going to be running California, which they have been. That's not new, but now it's going to be official. So taxes are going to go up. They're going to go way up. Even under a Republican, they're still going to jack them up just so they can pay for all the shit that they still buy because they don't have their TV deal and they can't suck off Kanye anymore, all right? Don't worry. They'll find some other black guys' dicks to suck and try to get money from them. Tristan Thompson, I think he's with Khloe Kardashian. I see the Twitter ads. Twitter is big with the ads. They love giving you an ad on Twitter being like, hey, I'm Twitter. Look at this. It's good stuff. But yeah, if I were a California resident, if I were registered to vote in California, I would vote for Caitlyn Jenner. All right. She's a classic conservative. She has murder on her record, right? She flip-flops on her positions. Very patriotic. And has fake hair. I mean, come on. What are we looking for? What are we looking for in conservative leadership if it's not what Caitlyn Jenner is bringing to the table? Now, I do think she's going to run for president. I think she's going to be governor for 4 years in California. Okay. And then when the 2028 election comes out, I think she's going to run for president. It's going to be her with Candace Owens as the VP running against Kamala Harris and Stacey Abrams as the VP. It's going to be an all-female race. All right. Obviously, there's going to be a white guy in there with Bruce. It's going to be an all-female race. It's going to be amazing. Candace Owens, vice president, along with with Caitlyn Jenner. I would love that team. Come on. I mean, you know Candace Owens fucking probably hates Caitlyn Jenner. They all do. All the right-wing fucking, Ben Shapiro's who was in the news. All of them I do not think like Caitlyn Jenner. But they're going to have to because she's going to be the governor, baby. She's going to be fucking in charge of Cali. Ah, what a world. What a beautiful place we live in. Ben Shapiro was trending the other day. It looked like he had made a video endorsing Home Depot, which did Home Depot need like online influencers to plug them? I'm pretty sure everyone knows Home Depot. Home Depot and Lowe's compete against each other, but nobody's like looking up, am I going to Lowe's or Home Depot? You're going to the one that's closest. Or the one that you called and they have the shit that you need if you're a real professional. But I don't think anyone really gives a shit other than that. But apparently they paid Ben Shapiro to do a little ad. He bought a piece of wood, big old piece of wood, maybe too big of a piece of wood, just one piece of wood, put it in a plastic bag, held the receipt like a nerd. And this I get receipts. Everywhere I go, I get a fucking receipt. He's just holding the receipt in the wind. He's got his bag with the big piece of wood sticking out. And he's like, I love Home Depot and you should shop there too. And I'm like, Ben, your whole audience is incapable of building shit. Everyone in Ben Shapiro's audience is like me. They can't build anything unless it's from Makiah. I would have loved to see a Ben Shapiro IKEA ad. That'd have been beautiful. I'm Ben Shapiro and I shop at IKEA. You should too. That'd have been great. Where the fuck was that? It's tough, man. It's tough. I think the only people who have it tougher than Ben Shapiro right now are the people in Canada. I am sorry if you live in Canada right now because the shit that they're going through with this lockdown that they have is, I mean, it's kind of funny. It's not funny if you're Canadian, and I do have family in Canada, and for them, it fucking sucks, and it's terrible. And I mean, let's be honest. This is what everybody feared when the lockdown started. Everyone thought it was going to turn into this, and now in Canada it has. You can't go to church. You can't leave your house. If you do, they can just pull you over for no reason. They don't even need probable cause. They just pull you over and be like, oh, what are you doing out here today? Did you know there was a curfew? You're not supposed to leave your house.
Did you not hear? There's a massive outbreak of COVID. So you're supposed to stay inside, eh? What you doing out and about? Just fucking off, eh? Just going over to Horton's trying to get some donuts, eh? You know, you're not supposed to eat donuts. You eat too many donuts, COVID will kill you. Fuck, bud. It's my impression of Justin Trudeau trying to enforce all these COVID laws. And I heard there's a pastor, I believe, in Alberta who got arrested. I think got arrested for still trying to do his church thing. Just trying to do his church thing. But it's fucking nuts. You look at you hear the shit that they're saying. You hear what Rob Ford's brother, I don't even know what his name is, but the guy who doesn't do all the drugs. The guy who's, I think he's in charge of Ontario, and he was basically like, the look on this dude's face when he was given the announcement that cops can basically just pull you over for whatever, he was like, so I guess we're going to have cops pull you over for no reason. And he just looked fucking terrified. He looked like he had a gun to his head when he gave that announcement. Just straight Glock to the dome. And he was just like, they're telling me I got to say that you got to stay inside, bud. I'm just like, fuck. The fuck's going on in Canada right now, huh? What? And seriously, what the fuck's happening in Canada? Nobody knows. Nobody knows what's happening in Canada. It's kind of crazy. I think the problem is people in Canada are so nice and polite that it's backfiring, right? Like, this is the time where you would need to stand up and be like, look, this is bullshit. We're not fucking doing this. But everyone over there is just like, well, I guess we'll stay inside, eh? Fuck. You got enough Molson to last us through the winter? Oh, fuck, it's the summer. Let's get some extra Molson, eh? What do you say? What do you fucking say there, bud? No fucking clue. Speaking of Canadians, and I love Canada. Speaking of Canadians, let's get to this week's porn star of the podcast. It is a Canadian. It is none other than Shyla Stylez. Yes. One of the greats. Here we go. Shyla Stylez. As always, the bio is brought to you by Pornhub because they have hilarious bios. Shyla Stylez is a tried and true veteran of filthy films who is literally dripping with sex appeal. This platinum blonde with gigantic tits and the insatiable fire in her eyes was a serious sex fiend, whether hungrily gobbling up cocks with her amazing deep throat blowjob skills or taking it in any of her famously photographed fun holes. This durable darling left many of her sex partners quivering in post-coital bliss. Unfortunately, the amazing body of work that Shyla Stylez amassed during her porn career is now complete. Ms. Stylez was found on November 9th, 2017, unresponsive. She was pronounced deceased soon after by the coroner at the far too early age of only 35 years old. When Shyla strutted her stuff into a crowded room, she could literally hear guys' jaws drop. She could make a guy ruin his favorite pants just by flicking her tongue at him from across the room. She was a tough, dominating, and extremely demanding MILF, perfect for all the horny subs who fantasized about getting bossed around while worshiping her powerful thighs. Instead of being maudlin about her passing, we hope you will enjoy all of her fans. We hope you will enjoy all of her fans and you will join all of her fans. Sorry. We hope you will join all of her fans in celebrating the amazing life that Shyla lived. Her erotic power and sensual style will live on forever in the hundreds of glorious hardcore scenes you starred in through her porn career. Grammar, tough. One of the few girls who can honestly rest knowing she was the whole package. Pussy munching and dick owning, Shyla has provided years of cum shot materials that will earn her a place in the Porn Hall of Fame forever. Thank you, Shyla Stylez. We are watching every second of your XXX career over again, and we all miss you immensely already. That is Shyla Stylez, born September 23rd, 1982 in British Columbia. She was 5'3", 108 pounds. We do have a Wikipedia for her as well. It says she became interested in entering the pornography industry in her teens and later moved to Vancouver, where she worked as both a stripper and webcam model and appeared in nude pictorials. In her off time, she would contact studios by email and phone to find out how to appear in movies.
She received her first AVN Award nomination for Best New Starlet in 2003. Stylez was involved in a sex scandal with former Orange County Assistant Sheriff George Yaramilio, where she was noted as having had several sexual encounters with him. Stylez signed on as an executive contract performer with Jill Kelly Productions and later married its CEO Bob Freeland on October 25th, 2002. The couple divorced in August 2003, but Freeland held Stylez to her contract, making it impossible for her to shoot hardcore scenes with anyone else. In September 2004, she met Michael Whitaker, who cast her in a series of softcore late-night movies in 2004 through 2005. In August 2005, Jill Kelly Productions filed for bankruptcy. Stylez was nominated at the 2009 XRCO Awards for the Best Comeback. Stylez hosted the Los Angeles independent TV show Unwired TV in 2007. The following year, in 2008, she was nominated for more AVN awards, including Best Supporting Actress, for Best Tease Performance, and for her performances in My Plaything, Shyla Stylez, and Pirates 2. In 2010, she was named by Maxim as one of the 12 top female stars in porn. Shyla Stylez was inducted into the Halls of Fame of the Urban X Awards and the AVN in 2011 and 2016, respectively. Here's her list of nominations and awards: 2003 AVN Award nominee, Best New Starlet; 2007 XRCO Award nominee, Best Comeback; 2007 AVN Award nominee, Best All-Girl Sex Scene for Girl Vana 2, Zero Tolerance Entertainment with Sammy Rhodes and Genevieve Jolie. 2008 AVN Award nominee, Best Supporting Actress for Coming Home from Wicked Pictures. 2008 AVN Award nominee, Best Interactive DVD, My Plaything by Digital Sin. 2009 AVN Award nominee, Best Tease Performance, Curvy Girls. 2009 AVN Award nominee, Best POV Sex Scene, Full Streams Ahead. 2009 AVN Award nominee, Best Group Sex Scene, Pirates 2. 2010 AVN Award nominee, Best POV Sex Scene, Jack's POV 12. 2011 Urban X Awards Hall of Fame. 2016 AVN Hall of Fame, like I said. And here again on her death, November 10th, 2017, she was found... her mother found her unresponsive in her bed. She was pronounced dead shortly after at the age of 35. So a bit somber, but like I said, I mean, an absolute superstar in the world of pornography. I mean, you look at the award list. It's crazy. Between 2003 and 2010, I mean, a 7-year span like that's unheard of, pretty much in porn. So one more time, like I said, let's give it up for Shyla Stylez, this week's porn star of the podcast. And she was Canadian, like I said. Getting back into that, it's crazy when you think about a country like Canada having such extreme lockdown measures, because it is such a friendly country. It is supposed to be a very liberal country. It's supposed to be a very, open. It's very open for immigration. A lot of immigrants go to Canada instead of the United States because if you go to Canada, obtain Canadian citizenship, then you can come to America a lot easier and get American citizenship. So Canada is kind of the gateway place for a lot of people coming to the West, coming to America, coming to North America. A lot of them go to Canada. More immigrant friendly, a lot of opportunities in Canada. It's a great country. Like I said, I love Canada. I have nothing against the people or the country or anything like that. It's just sad to see what's going on right now because I don't think it's warranted. I really don't think it is. You can talk about, hey, they don't have high vaccination rates. It's true. The U.S. is actually I think the leader right now in vaccinations. I actually could have gotten the vaccine yesterday if I wanted. I was at Walmart and they had vaccines. I was like, which vaccine do you guys have? They're like, we have Pfizer. I'm like, oh, what does it take to get one? They're like, well, I mean, we could put you on the wait list. You could get it today, honestly, because a lot of people weren't showing up that day because it was raining out, and people in Texas don't do shit when it's raining. So I could have got the vaccine. Still thinking about it. Might do it. Perfect time to cough. Perfect time to cough. But I mean, basically, I'm looking at it from the standpoint of I want to wait and see a little bit. There's a lot of people obviously getting the vaccine now. Is it going to be required? I don't know. I don't think so. I know in Texas, they're going to keep it voluntary. Other states might take it a little differently. The United States overall, how are we going to approach it? I don't know. But I mean, it was one of those things where I wasn't going to make an impulse decision. I wasn't going to just be like, well, I'm already at Walmart. Just give me the vaccine. Just shoot it in my arm. Come on, give it to me. Give me the mRNA. I want to learn more about mRNA first. That's the thing about it, because I try to do some research on mRNA. And basically, it seems like it's they've been experimenting with this kind of thing for over 30 years now. So a lot of people who are like, this is brand new. It is and it isn't. They've been working on this for 30 plus years, okay? It's a new type of vaccine in terms of what they've actually been implementing, and they did get emergency authorization to use this vaccine because of COVID. Before COVID, this type of vaccine had never even been used on humans. It had never been cleared for use on humans. That doesn't mean it doesn't work. It just means it hadn't been used or authorized to be used on humans. But now there's obviously an emergency, so they're like, hey, fuck it, we got to do something. Does that mean it's safe? Not necessarily, but it doesn't mean it's unsafe either. It just means it's a new type of technology. And basically, from what I can gather, what the vaccine does is it retrains, right, here we go. Now all the conspiracy theorists are like, oh, retraining, I don't want to retrain shit. It trains, it doesn't necessarily retrain, but it trains your immune system how to fight specific types of diseases and viruses. So basically, rather than introducing a small amount of actual COVID, right? Like a typical vaccine, you get a little bit of the COVID, just enough to build an immune response, and then you go from there. What this does, rather than giving you actual COVID, it just kind of trains your cells how to fight COVID. And it's apparently pretty effective. They said you're going to need a third shot if you get Pfizer, a booster shot, right? This vaccine isn't going to last forever. It's also only the flu. But the vaccine's, it's not going to last forever. You're not going to be forever immune to COVID. I think you're honestly better off just getting COVID, unless you're really, in a compromised position. But otherwise, it's probably just better off getting COVID and having the actual antibodies. But a lot of people are, like I said, are getting the vaccine. I'm thinking about it, considering it. I do like the fact that you can just get it at Walmart, though, dude. That's so fucking American. All these other countries are like, we can't even get the vaccine. We're getting locked down again, and we're in America. I'm just going to Walmart to buy dumb shit. And they're like, you want the vaccine? I'm like, America's the best. Straight up number one. Are you kidding me? You can get the vaccine at Walmart. What other country can you get the fucking vaccine at Walmart? No other country. America, number one. Now, I don't know if we're necessarily number one in vaccinations per capita. We might not be. But it seems like in terms of if you want to get it, you can get it in this country. And think about it. A year since COVID. Less than a year after coronavirus was declared a worldwide pandemic. Less than a year, we had a vaccine. Basically, a year later, 200 million doses have been administered. Now, that being said, everyone's getting 2 shots. So that means like 100 million people have been vaccinated. That's a lot of fucking people, though. But that's one of the things to keep in mind, because every time you see the COVID vaccine numbers, people are like, this is how many vaccines we've given out. It's like, okay, cool. But everybody needs 2 of those. So cut that in half, and that's the number of people actually that, I think are fully vaccinated. I don't know. Don't run those numbers on me. Fuck you. Don't run those. Do not run those numbers on me, because I might be wrong. Why did I get the vaccine, dude? I don't know. Because that's the thing. You think you want it, and then you talk to one of your conspiracy theory friends, and you're like, nah. I don't know. I was trying to look up. I was like, which vaccine did Trump get? That's what I wanted to see. Because Trump's already a conspiracy theorist, right? It's like, if he's getting the vaccine, it's got to be good, right? It's got to be fine. And he already had COVID, too. What the fuck? He still got the vaccine. I don't think he got Johnson & Johnson, though. I would guess he probably got Moderna, because I think that was the one that was fully funded by the government. Pfizer was like half funded or whatever. Pfizer, I think, is the best one. I don't know. I think it's between Pfizer and Moderna. Obviously, Johnson & Johnson, sketch. But I think I would consider the Pfizer one. I am considering the Pfizer one. My mom got Moderna. My dad got Pfizer. Oh, now I feel like they're getting divorced again. I was like, ooh, I got to pick a side. Ooh, where do I go? Pfizer, Moderna. Ooh, can I get one of each? Can I get one of each, joint custody style? Can I get one Pfizer and one Moderna? And then just for fun, shoot me with a Johnson & Johnson too. I want the hat trick. I want one of each. Give me 1A. Give me the works. I want to go to Walmart and be like, give me the works. You want the vaccine? Yeah, I want all 3. Give me all 3 of them. Fucking shoot me up with that shit. Give me the works, baby. I think they would probably kick me out or be like, we literally only have Pfizer. So do you want it? Because it's all we can give you. And I'd probably be like, I don't know. I'm going to go to the chip aisle. Yeah, man. It's just a weird thing because it's like, you don't want to get it, right? You don't want to get the vaccine and then, have your balls shrink or something weird like that happen. Or, you see shit online where people are getting all kinds of skin conditions and weird shit's happening when they get it. You're like, I obviously don't want that to happen. But at the same time, it would be nice to just not even fucking have to worry about it and just get to move past it and be like, dude, I got the vaccine. I'm fucking good. Fuck a mask. Fuck whatever. I mean, I'm in Texas. People aren't fucking wearing masks anyway. But it would be nice to have that, like, that freedom of just fucking doing whatever you want. You're like, dude, I'm fucking vaccinated, bro. I got it at Walmart. I got that great value vaccine. What do you got? Nothing. You're fucking Canadian. Kidding. It sucks, man. It really sucks, dude. I feel bad for Canada. I feel bad for the Canadians. All the Canadians. All the Canadians who have to stay inside after having just stayed inside all winter. Now they have to stay inside more. Oh, it's fucking awful, man. And then the other funny thing was Joe Biden was on a webcam call with a bunch of world leaders, Germany, Russia, China's everywhere, all the big shots, all the big fat cats, all the world leaders as they call themselves. They're all on a Zoom call. It's a fucking Zoom call. Nobody's wearing a mask except Joe Biden. And the meme was floating around today. I'm just looking at it. I'm like, he just didn't even think about it, right? He doesn't. Like, these are not things that cross his mind. He doesn't fucking... People are like, can you believe Joe Biden wore a mask during a Zoom call? I'm like, dude, I'm surprised he logged on to a Zoom call. How does he... Who's logged him on? Jen Psaki? Probably, right? People get mad at him for that shit. If you want to get mad at Joe Biden, get mad at him for drone striking Syria, right? Don't get mad at him for wearing a fucking mask during a Zoom call. Who cares? That's what you're going to get mad at. People like, can you believe he fell up the stairs? Yeah. I've fallen up and downstairs. Again, if you're going to criticize Joe Biden, there's plenty to criticize. You don't have to go for the bullshit of he wore a mask during a Zoom call. Yep, he did. He fucking did. He did. Yep. But what about the other things? Can we talk about the other things? Drone striking Syria, he's trying to raise the capital gains tax. That pissed off Wall Street. My Bitcoin took a shit. Wish I would have had Doge. What are you going to do? It's not an investing podcast. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. Buy Tesla, probably, maybe. I don't know. Sell Tesla. Who cares? But he doesn't want to raise the capital gains tax. And it's funny because all the Wall Street people backed him. And now they're like, yeah, he raised our taxes. It's like, yeah, he was going to do that. That was going to happen. And now he did it. And they're upset. I don't even, dude, I feel like being that rich would just be stressful. You're constantly having to worry about tax rates. When you're broke, you don't give a fuck about tax rates. Because you're like, dude, I'm below the poverty line. I don't give a shit. But when you're rich, you're like, fuck, high taxes. Fuck. Why did I fund this guy's campaign? But we'll see. He raised the taxes. George Floyd's killer, Derek Chauvin's in jail. Canadians are all in jail. They don't even have guns. They don't even have guns in Canada. But knives out. That's what I'm saying, man. I think we should just give cops knives. I think that's the future. Give cops knives. Lock Canadians in their houses for the rest of forever. Right? That's the future. Canadians are on lockdown. Cops in America have knives. LeBron James is going to keep winning half championships because, if no fans are there, it doesn't really count, does it? Kidding. Here's my other thing with LeBron, man. It's like he's getting to the end of his career. We all know this. How much longer can he play at a high level? Well, obviously he had a big injury this year, and he's kind of been out. Is he going to come back? Is he going to come back at full force? right? Are they going to have to do the load management thing? And at the end of the day, he's going to need to get 7 rings if he wants to top Michael Jordan. Because even with 6 rings, dude, I don't think you call him greater than Michael Jordan. Because, Michael Jordan did 2 3-peats, which LeBron has never done 1 3-peat. Michael Jordan also, he also won, every NBA Finals he ever went to. LeBron can't say that. And, I think overall just the dynasty that was built with Michael Jordan was something that LeBron was never able to do. I mean, you can call the Miami Heat thing a dynasty. They only won 2 rings, made it to 4 finals. For me, I don't count that as a dynasty. Two rings is not a dynasty. Okay? You need at least 3. And here's the thing. I don't even think they're going to win it this year. I know I'm getting off on sports, but I don't think LeBron and the Lakers are going to win it this year. I think next year he's going to have an even worse season. I think he's going to start declining, and you're going to start seeing it, and you're going to be like, well, glad I got to see him when we did, because he was one of the all-time greats. But it's still his attitude and his arrogance that bothers me about him. He's very arrogant. After he won his last ring, he was like, I just want my respect. I'm like, everyone fucking respects you, dude. What we don't respect about you is that you are a complainy, whiny little bitch. And this has nothing to do with the Rachel Cobb stuff. This has to do with him on the court. He whines, he complains, he fucking loses NBA Finals like no one else. And at the end of the day, I'm like, I don't think you're Michael Jordan. I'm watching The Last Dance. I'm like, LeBron is not on this level. I don't give a shit. I really don't give. Still a great player. Still got to win another ring to tie Kobe. Okay. But I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what he ends up doing. Again, one more time for Shyla Stylez, this week's porn star of the podcast. Great Canadian. Great porn star. One of the legends. Thank you very much for listening to this week's episode of Porn and Capitalism. Have a great weekend.